And I'm back with more Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulations. Last time we finished up Case 3-3, and we're going to start Case 3-4. As I said in the last video, this one is where this game takes on a whole new meaning. We've had our fun couple of cases. This is taking us back to Case 3-1. But even further. But we're going to meet somebody we've met before. And it's going to explain everything. So let's go! The girl! Let her go! Shut up! Come any closer and I'll kill her! Sorry, but you're not going to get the chance. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Her very first client was a death row inmate who'd recently broken out of prison. It was a whole year before Mia and I had ever met. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm going to die. I never should have accepted this case. Oh, good morning. Don't be so jumpy. I didn't do nothing. I swear I didn't kill nobody. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax. Just make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway?
I'm sorry. No, this ball tastes great.
I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry, I told a little lie. But I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, correct?
I'm really sorry.
No, it was Mia.
They sentenced me to die 5 years ago. I was strict, I tell you.
That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it. I didn't kill her. I could never do that. I'm going full well powers with that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Falls did. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped. So that much is true. He did meet with the victim. But I didn't kill her! She was alive when I left. She was alive, it's true! I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Hello. You're not gonna figure out the truth just staring at the guy. Why are you here? Came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in a big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where's Mr. Grossberg? That old man's probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say... The finest attorney at Grossberg Law Office is here for me? No. You got it all wrong. Today you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Because imagine, an escaped death row convict as a first client? Yeah, thanks. Sure wish I could have got out of it, though. Relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Really? However, unlike a certain somebody I won't mention, he's earned that reputation as a genius since before his career. A genius? Well, it's about time to head in. Shop in those claws of yours. It's go time. You want some coffee? So yes, in case you're absolutely curious, we know who this guy is. Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Even every other lawyer gave up on him, but not on me. When I saw those overflowing tears in his simple childlike voice, I just had a feeling he was telling the truth. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Falls. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while. I understand the lawyers of both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. So you're the new prosecutor everyone's talking about, huh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at an early age. At 20, Your Honor. Guess our little kitten hasn't earned himself a reputation yet, huh? So, the judge, Armando, and Miles Edgeworth are all going to pretty much have the same tone of voice. Hopefully it doesn't get distracting. Come on, Mia, you can't lose. Not to someone younger than you. But I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to tell by tone. Young people running a trial? I'm not sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon. Is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escape in prison. On that day, the defendant escaped and a policewoman was murdered. So we're here to determine if Mr. Falls was responsible? Oh, Mia started talking. You got it. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor, it was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Falls, was sentenced to death in this very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. He's even got the Manfred von Karma look down. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. Truly horrible crime, and I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony? The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted the criminal. She arrested Mr. Falls at the scene and later testified against him. She said she witnessed Mr. Falls throw his young victim into the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies fall there and never recovered. So Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. The policewoman you just mentioned. That wouldn't be exactly the victim. The same woman killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. They even got the mannerisms for Von Karma from the first game to... It's not even Edgeworth from modern day. That is a cool extra touch. I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, with only one thing on his mind, to take revenge on the woman who convicted him. Aha! Truth's coming clear to me now. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. But wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide the outcome. Watch yourself, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I like your tone of... I don't like your choice or tone of words. Or tone of voice or choice of words. Or word choice and tone of voice. Whatever works. Young people these days simply don't understand how to respect their elders. This man is a hockey legend. He's not even supposed to be here today. He's got a hockey game at 2. You're younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, please call your first witness. I call the detective in charge of the initial investigation. Just wearing a different coat. That's neat. Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, sir. Dick Gumshoe. I'm a homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. Finally get promoted to the detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you that. Hey, ma'am. You got any idea how much work it takes? What is it? You're really gorgeous, you know. Excuse me? No, seriously. My heart's aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional. Otherwise, I'll write you up for contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. I'll stop staring. Look, better people than Gumshoe have tried to stop, and it never worked, so why is he going to stop now? Tell us about the incident. Yeah, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran of the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died of excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear details about the incident itself. All right, gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge. The river that runs under it is Eagle River. The victim and the defendant met there, on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to her car. He was recaptured at a police checkpoint, and as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Dusky Bridge. It was the victim's blood found on the bridge. The victim's, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that he even met there. Your Honor. If you would like to listen to testimony we've prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, I'm not sure I like your waggling your finger at me as if I were some loser, some hoser. Proceed with your testimony, detective. Yes, sir. Here we go. Okay, listen carefully. One little mistake and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me and get ready. God, he's just so cool. On the day of the incident, the unknown person phoned the sergeant and asked where to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to the Dusky Bridge in the designated time with Mr. Falls. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body in his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Falls was arrested by the police checkpoint that we set up at the base of the mountain. Well, you certainly established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with this cross-examination? Cross-examination, coming right up. Hey, just settle down. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling, it's just cold in here. Then don't just flash your boobs everywhere. A courtroom can be a cold battlefield, all right? Especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, the defendant, witness, everyone's a beginner in here. You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you got, kitten. It's okay, stay calm. Just remember those court procedure videos you... Jesus. I'll take it. Okay, so... Press 1 and 4. Okay. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Falls. What? The defendant himself? Sergeant Hawthorne was a pretty thorough person, sir. She left a note about the phone call with Mr. Falls. A note? Yeah, top secret memo she left on her desk. Ow. According to this note, it seems the one who called her the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Falls. Whose bright idea was that to keep it from me? Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's the detective's fault. He's the one who said unknown person. Hey! Don't make that face at me, pal. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect him to be so sneaky. Mr. Falls had a car? Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up by car. I mean, how else, right? What? You mean the defendant drove his own car? No, it was stolen. It was stolen from a young couple waiting at a traffic light. Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy even sure how he feels about anything? This is a photo of the stolen car trunk. Naturally, the body of Valerie Hawthorne's in there. Oh, that doesn't look too comfortable. The victim was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here? You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Was there anything strange or noteworthy about the trunk? Here's a photo of the trunk. I don't see anything strange. Ah, she did the pointing thing! What is it? Do you have something to say? I'm sorry? I totally forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've ever actually had to address someone like that. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure how much I like this. Say, you want a piece of my coffee candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Now, come on. You're a lawyer. Detective. Yes, ma'am? This photo. You said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Well, yeah, that's what I said. Well, I suggest you take another look at the note. The note? It very clearly says, wear a white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, and thus this special request. I've one very simple question. Where is that white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. She got him good. The caller told her to identify herself, so I'd expect she'd do just that. Well, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. The scarf you were searching for so desperately. Is it this one? Where'd you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I made a decision to keep all the pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic, don't he? It's not exactly white, as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. Looks like it spent some time in the mud. It's not surprising it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was hiding it the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense has finished embarrassing herself, I would like to move on with the testimony. That is all right with you, Miss Fay. Boy, would I like to wrap that scarf around his smarmy little... Use the little muffler you got now. It's a lot smaller. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moves to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Everything's moving at his whim. Don't forget, there's a reason why everyone considers this guy a genius. Genius, huh? Actually, there's an eyewitness there who took a photo. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, and unfortunately it's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved that victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That's when the scarf must have fallen off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It's about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say a well-intentioned third party. A potential witness! So why is that person not in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely didn't want to testify. The person in question's very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel her to testify. Not sure how I feel about that. So, this judge seems like he's a lot less walked over like his brother is. A lot more calm and collected in most cases. As you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and opportunity. I think it's quite clear to the point what happened on that bridge. Truth's becoming... He does trail off into ideas, though. He's clearly guilty! Yep, they're brothers, alright. I haven't even done cross-examinations yet. What do you mean, huh? Meanie. I'm supposed to do my job. Alright, fourth statement, crime photo. 2. So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog, too. It's just a generally soggy atmosphere. It's like Seattle. At least I'm assuming that's what Seattle's like half the time. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with that soggy atmosphere. But this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions of the crime scene, something's not right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us what isn't right. What is it about this photo of the trunk that doesn't fit the condition? Naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat. As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim had really fallen down on her stomach, the front of her coat would have been covered in mud. That's exactly right. The other day, I fell on a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. You don't ruin playoff beards. It's not even November. I do admit the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of the muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would have been wet, not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? Well, very easily. Real man would stand up to a test. Wouldn't stand up to a taunt like that. Neither would a real woman. Hair flip. Of course I can. God damn it, Mia's so awesome. Here's the evidence that proves the surface of the bridge was muddy. Well, that was easy. This evidence is the scarf. It should be obvious. If the scarf fell into the bridge and got this muddy, then it means the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, I can't be outwitted by the likes of you, this novice bimbo. Hey, same to you, buddy. Don't call me a bimbo. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense. I say this as the goalie of the legal league. I do admit there's a contradiction. The condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. However, the real question is why? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look into what this explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright. It's not like he's given me much of a choice here. You're doing pretty well for a pretty little kitten. Mr. Armando! No matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three. What you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was this coffee aficionado over here. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as flimsy scam that it really is. Yeah, the false evidence in this case is the witness's testimony. It's a no-brainer. It's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal showed the victim down from behind and then stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told me. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the coat isn't dirty. That's true. It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears we'll need to hear from this mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding the witness from the court, except that you kept saying she was delicate and everything. We are prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events of the day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins right now. Witness, what is your name and occupation? God damn it! Everyone's so silent they can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Well... oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? I'm not even going to say that phrase. Hey, not so fast! Mia's standing right fucking there. I mean, yes. Dolly is cute and everything, but Mia's standing right fucking there. These people, I swear. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and... yeah, we know how sensitive and delicate she is. I would ask the court to please exercise care when addressing her. Oh, okay, yeah. So you want exercising care and addressing her. Fine. We'll just do it next episode. Because shit's about to get worse. And it's going to get fun. So we'll see you next time.